Hello and welcome to another Llorwyn Eclipsed um, draft. You may have noticed that we are not at the beginning of the draft, we're at the end of a draft. We have lost power and auto-drafted for the first two packs. So we're going to try and do our best after reboot and reconnection to the internet to make a playable deck here. We've gotten some weird cards here. Lava Leaper, Bree, Sunderflock from the auto picker, and somehow managed to create an elf deck with 13 elves. So this may function better than it looks. We have removal, we have elves. We don't have like any real strong graveyard payoffs. But this looks surprisingly playable. All right, let's start with cutting the guide. Combat tricks over here are removal. Over in this pile, it looks like we did end up with 3, 4, 5 2-drops. A lot of Moonglove extractors. Chomping Changeling will be gone as we get rid of it. And Nightmare Sour is not going to trigger off anything besides Blossoming Defense. So let's cut one of those. Prisma Basher is never going to be cast for anything more than Vivid 2, but a 6-mana 6/6 trample that gives +2/+2 to 2 different creatures is, I think, going to be playable. I mean, we don't have the elf enchantment, so not much else we can do. I would love to play something besides 4 Moonglove extractors. These are understated. So I think a Barbed Bloodletter might be coming in. It might be coming in. How do we win? How do we push through damage? We hope that we draw champions of the perfect. We have 5 Assert Perfections. Maybe we don't need a Bloodletter. All right, let's run it like that. It's going to be depressing if the auto pick deck does better than what we normally draft. But that would be a good problem to have. We just have a... I should have showed the sideboard more. We just have a Sunderflock chilling in the sideboard. Triz will be our first opponent with a human drafted deck. And this doesn't have a 2-drop, but I think we keep it. It's got an elf that can draw us cards when it attacks. And an Assert Perfection. Eclipsed Elf to grab other stuff to do with We Flood. All that. We'll see. Maybe this set is one where you need to mulligan if you don't have a 2-drop. You're on the play, period. I guess Vivid can be 3 with the Sneakling. This thing lives. Prisma Basher also is going to have up to 4 Moonglove extractors that it can pump, which is bad. Okay, so if he thinks the Prideful Feastling is safe, but watch this. We'll see if we can draw a land off this attack. We cannot, unfortunately. Looks like we're playing against green-white Kithkin. So I will look out for that 4 mana 4/5 flash if he has that open. It is rare. Okay. I would like to draw a land. I guess we can guarantee grab a land. If we play the Eclipsed Elf. Blossoming Defense goes to the bottom. We'll chill for now. Sun-Dappled Selburn, that's a big boy. That will block pretty well. He doesn't even need to stop attacking to block our stuff. Okay, well, I think we get another land with Eclipsed Elf, then we can drop in Iron Shield Elf. Yeah, Forest is what we want. Nightmare Sour and the Scarblade Scout go to the bottom. If we delay long enough, maybe we can play Prisma Basher in the same turn that we play Assert Perfection, clear out his Sun-Dappled Selburn, and have actual attacks. I guess also 3-power creatures will be able to attack. I just would also like to attack with the Moonglove Extractors. Five. Do we go for it? I think we chill. We'll take 5 this turn. Okay, let's play Champions of the Perfect. Now we have a big enough creature. We can behold an Eclipsed Elf, and then we get the ETB if it comes back. Because he's killed the champions. Maybe it's better to behold something from our hand. But we'll see. What's he got? His own Dawn White's Archer? No, Pyrrhic Strike. Okay. So he could have blown up our Eclipsed Elf if we had double blocked last turn. Now we need to be cognizant of the fact that he can pump the team +1/+1 with Timid Shieldbearer. If we can get Eclipsed Elf out onto field, we can grab a land and then flash in Dawnlight's Archer. And then even if he pumps, we'll do 7 power and blow him up. I guess he can make a 7/8 with that thing. We have to give up a card here. Let's give up the Moonglove Extractor. Stats are too low. Okay, let's still play Eclipsed Elf. Lifelink. Let's get lifelink. Two, three. Do we need a lifelink or do we need a 4-power creature? I think we need lifelink. We may have to be tossing the Dawn's-Light Archer this turn to make our Iron Shield Elf indestructible. He's going to make the Crossroads Watcher pumped. Okay. So we can make that into a 5-power creature. So we can block like this. Six, 8, 3, 5, 7. So even if he pumps, I think these are good blocks. And the Sneakling is going to have to get discarded here, I believe. Dawn's-Light Archer having more power is going to be necessary. Okay, don't have +2/+2. We'll be okay. That would be disastrous. Okay, cool. Both creatures die. And we'll be able to slam down a 6/6. Do we want to do that with the lifelink? What about this? What about Scarblade Scout? What does he have? Okay, he can't pump the team. Now he can. All right, Prisma Basher time. Let's pump up our Scarblade Scout. Make this into a 6/4. Then it attacks him nicely. It might trade with his Noggle. Or we just pump up the Iron Shield Elf. Keep out. All right. Well, no lifelink for us, but 9 is not the worst life total to be at. We'll keep that force in hand for discard with the Iron Shield Elf. +2/+2. What is it going to fight? Our Dawn Light's Archer. Okay. Still can't attack through the Prisma Basher unless he pumps it. The Surly Farrier here. If he does, we'll take 6 damage, honestly. Or trade with our Eclipsed Elf, right? Because he's got the damage from fighting. Okay, he opts not to go for it. Alright, beholding our Eclipsed Elf is actually a benefit here. If we assert perfection with our Prisma Basher, then he does not have good blocks. He would hit us back for how much, though? 6, 9, 12. He needs to block. You'd have to trade a Shield Bearer for an Eclipsed Elf. We actually just want to behold the Eclipsed Elf, though. Now let's do this. Attack with just the Prisma Basher. One, two, three, four, 5. He can pump and trade if he wants to for Prisma Basher. Seven, 6. Do we attack with Eclipsed Elf? We want to behold that. Oh, that won't. That's not like Champions of the Perfect. That won't get rid of it. Yeah, let's attack with everything. I'm thinking that this would exile the elf, and then when this dies, we'd be able to replay it. But beholding on most cards is just revealing them. So it would get to stay on the battlefield. Cool. He's flooding, which is great for us. That makes no sense. He just wants to concede. Yep. And we did it with the auto-drafted deck. I think we might want to get Nightmare Sour out of here. Do we have an elf we can put in instead? We have this Nightmare Sour. Mana 1/4. This would boost a Moonglove Extractor to be a 3/3. probably not good enough. We'll keep one Nightmare Sour. Like I said, it's just... will we? It's only getting triggered off Blossoming Defense. I think we want to be proactive, so we'll take a Bloodletter. Maybe that does enable an attack for us. All right, Durandal will be our next opponent. Okay, yeah. 3 of our 4 Moonglove Extractors are in hand. That's kind of funny. We are on the play correctly. I think we're going to have a lot of awkward games where we're on the draw and we have to play these 3-mana 2/1s. And there's no good attack with them. Like, that's not a good attack for us. 1/3 will get us. Alright, we still will play the Moonglove Extractor. We can potentially attack with it and then just get it back with Dundle Weaver. Alright, Moonglove Extractor number 2, here we come. Okay. We can do Dundle Weaver and a 3-drop this turn. No tax. I guess let's just get another Moonglove Extractor out here. Or Prideful Feastling. Let's get the Feastling out. Let's mix it up. It's gonna be awkward. No way to push this through yet. We do have 5 Assert Perfections, a Prisma Basher, and the +1/+2 trick. So there are 7 cards we can draw in the next 29. That would have let us push through these 2, but now pushing through this is going to be even trickier. That is really funny. All 4 Moonglove Extractors. Okay, let's see. Just gonna be another Moonglove Extractor. Oh, I guess the auto drafter loves these guys. Okay, Sting Slinger and Hovel Hurler are going to be a problem together. You can put counters on stuff to give it flying, and then... Oh, sorry, remove counters to give stuff flying. We'll take damage that way, and then put counters on something that he can remove. Sorry, he can put counters on Sting Slinger to do damage directly to our face and hit us directly in our face from flying by removing counters. So he's got a repeatable way to mess us up. I guess we blow this thing up. Since we can't blow other stuff up. We could have used a lifelink, but Iron Shield Elf means we can give ourselves indestructible if we need. Four blockers, he blocks all our 2/1s. I think we chill out. All our 2/1s except for one. Another one. That's the only creature that he can't block profitably with, so it makes sense that he puts the counter there. Alright, we've got more removal, we've got more 2-for-1s like Eclipsed Kithkin. Let's see what we mill with Scarblade Scout. If we mill something good, we can get it back with Dundalin Weaver this turn. I don't think the Luis Alana Dignitary is good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. I don't know that an attack is going to get much better. So let's swing out here. We've got a Blossoming Defense. He what? He lets all that go through? Oh, highly suspicious. What can we bring back? We can bring back a 2/3. I think a 2/2 flash is better because we can hold up that and Blossoming Defense, and it will add a Vivid for the Prisma Basher, letting us pump for +3/+3 instead of +2/+2, and we can put that on 3 creatures instead of 2 creatures. I guess he's going to make stuff unable to block, is his plan. With Brambleback Brute, and then fly through, and then ping us for 2. Is that going to be enough? He can do 4 damage in the air, 2 damage with Sting Slinger, that's 6, we're at 5. Okay, I guess he can give 2 creatures flying. 3, 7, 10. Oh no. 8, 10, 11. I see. That's enough. So we could have Blossoming Defensed on our Feastling and gained enough life to live. This was on board. Smart. Okay. Well, we pay attention to board state more. That was not super easy, like, to see, I guess. It was only one effect. We were thinking about him doing some combination of +2 damage, but he had enough red and white mana to make 3 creatures fly, plus to get +1. So here, we have no 2-drop. I think we need to mulligan, because these are really hard on the draw to begin with. They're going to be even harder without a 2-drop. Let's do this. Send back the barbed blood letter. Do we? Or do we send back the Sneakling? The Sneakling's going to give a Vivid for Prisma Basher. And on the draw, are we even going to be using that blood letter? Who knows? Nice little 3-drop to pick up there. Okay, opponent skips their 2-drop. So that's nice. Hopefully they don't have instant speed removal. Goodbye, Blossoming Defense. Okay, 3 mana pass in elf colors. He could have the Dawn Lights Archer. If he does, that's fine. Alright, let's get the Eclipsed Elf out there. Keep going, probably grab a land. Unless we see a busted elf. Is that a busted elf? I mean, it's quite good. Let's take it. It adds mana. And we do have... Oh, we don't have an elf in our graveyard. Oops. Let's play Lisa Lana. Behold this elf. And we'll get a Sneakling out. I'm thinking maybe he plays a bigger threat that we want to use Assert Perfection on. We do more damage if we pump through. Okay. Goodbye, Lisa Lana. And we'll hit him back for 7 here if he attacks. Because we have to flash in the Sneakling, assuming he doesn't play a creature or we blow it up. This is another Vivid. Because it's white. So let's play that over the Dawn Lights Archer. Plus lifelink with the boost. The +4/+4 boost is going to be nice. Okay, we could assert Perfection here, but he has 2 mana open. We know that there's the Death Touch, dies into a 2/2. That would be fine, that wouldn't blow us out. But there is the... I guess the Blossoming Defense would also be fine. If he has anything that can blow up Eclipsed Elf, like Blot Right. Or was it Blot? Blot. Nameless Inversion or Blight Rot. Then we're blown out. So let's just attack with nothing. Okay, we have our archer out there. 6, 7 mana pass is suspicious. Not gonna lie. I think we'll pump everything here but the sneakling. +4/+4. We definitely want the lifelinkers. Well, actually, I think everything but the 4-power creature. Because it can already attack in. Is it really a good game? What's he doing? Barbed Bloodletter won't be enough to kill anything that he's not already killing. He'll be able to eat our Dawnlight's Archer, but then he'll die. I guess he can pump as well. So he blocks that, and then takes 16 still. Alright, Prisma Basher looked pretty good there with the changelings. I didn't realize that we had white mana off the Feastling, counting towards Vivid. That makes me curious as to how you should build the Vivid decks. Do you want the flexible mana cost cards highly to enable Vivid? Because they're typically understated, you know, 3 mana 2/3s, 2 mana 2/2s. Without having like a real effect. No 2-drop. We need to mulligan even with Champions the Perfect in hand. No, we do have a 2-drop. We can toss a land. And this Blossoming Defense will potentially enable us to attack with Moonglove Extractor. Guess we just get the Extractor out and hold Lisolana Dignitary back. This guy likely has a better manually drafted elf deck than we do based on the cards we've seen so far. This thing isn't great, but he's getting value off it already. Blight Rot. Okay. Let's see, do we hit a land? We do. Nice. Let's Blossoming Defense so that we can play another Moonglove Extractor this turn. And then we probably Barbed Bloodletter whatever Extractor he blocks next turn with maybe a 2/2. And drop Iron Shield Elf. He does have enough mana to 2-drop, to double drop, or to play a 4-mana creature that can block our Extractors even with a Barbed Bloodletter. Instead, he dirtles. Cool. So we get to punish that. I do like that about the Moon Glove extractors. We do get to punish dirtling. And at our level in gold, there's quite a bit of dirtling. I think we're going to play a forest regardless. We have no evolving wilds. So, I mean, let's just attack first. To assert perfections. I feel like we're going to take over this game with how slow the opponent's playing, how much value we're getting off these attacks. We can assert perfection, blow up anything with 4 toughness or smaller. And draw 2 more cards next turn. Assuming he don't blow something up. Okay, I guess he can make 3 creatures. Good for him. Let's start with Eclipsed Elf. See what we draw. The Sneakling, another assert perfection. Prism Basher, unfortunately, will go to the bottom. That's fine. Get our scout out. And we're going to keep that land in hand. Discard with Iron Shield Elf. We do have 6 mana worth of Blaze next turn. Without even considering the equip. But, ooh. We definitely want to keep Indestructible up on Iron Shield Elf. He can crack that next turn, make 3 1/1s. Let's play this. Assert perfection with our lifelinker. I know he has open mana. And go before he creates all these elves. Could be 4 if he surveils an elf into the graveyard. And that's why that Still Grove Guide is awkward. These are not counting toward elves in the graveyard for Morkant's Eyes. So yes, you made a 2/2, but you paid 2 mana for each 2/2, 4 mana investment, and they could have been free as part of Morkant's Eyes. Ah, look at that. That's all right. There's another elf in his graveyard for Morkant's. And we might have a hard time pushing through 4 2/2s. Oh, he's going to try and make even more. I think we do push through as much damage here, right? We do 9, he goes to 6. No, let's save this. I mean, we must block on his turn. It's just we're putting the elf in his graveyard even earlier. Okay, we're going to keep these lanes in hand. So I have a feeling we're going to be trading Iron Shield Elf discards for 2/2 Elf tokens. If he doesn't surveil into the graveyard, I guess he's delaying need further. More can't eyes. He could have killed our Iron Shield. No, we're 4/3 with the barbed Bloodletter. I see why I discard that. Non-land permanent. So it's not doing anything. He has 20 cards left in deck. Wow, 6 2/2s. It's 12 damage each turn he's attacking. I think we need to chill out here, and we probably need to use an Assert Perfection to kill something. Let's do it with the Scarblade Scout so we can get lifelink off it. Let's do this first. And re-equip. And then get that lifelink. Sunright Cavalry, huh? So he'll be able to pump any of his 2/2 tokens to be 4/4s as well. Unless we blow it up now. Before he can pump. Please have nothing. I don't think we can really afford to play around stuff. I know we could re-equip Iron Shield Elf. For 7, he needs to block if we attack with both. Do we want to trade 2 tokens for Scarblade Scout? I don't think so. Let's re-equip. Sure. Sure, I'll block with a... Oh, okay, alright. I will get rid of a Swamp to destroy his Dawnlight Archer. Then we can re-equip the Scarblade Scout, and it blocks well enough that he can't just swing out. Good, it looks like he bricked. Alright. We get to kill 2 of his tokens. We're indestructible. We can re-equip even though we're at -1. Morkant's Loyalist, uh-oh. That's a problem because it dies into bringing an elf back. What can he bring back? Safe Right Cavalry, Fine Bread Brawler, Death Touch, Tristan. Tristan would be an issue. So I actually don't want the Loyalist to die. So then he brings back Tristan. You gain 2 life. Opponent loses 2 life. Maybe that's okay? Maybe that's okay. Nah, let's chill out. Twilight Diviner. Uh-oh. So we'll mill first. I'm hoping to get the Prisma Basher. Champions of the Perfect would be nice. Okay, maybe Tristan's okay. If it makes him mill first. Ooh, okay. Well, goodbye, Mr. Iron Shield Elf. You did great this game. Let's get Champions of the Perfect out there. Behold that guy. 2-3. Make this into a 3-4. And next turn we may use Assert Perfection and attack in with, I was going to say Champions of the Perfect, but now he's dead. If they were entered or cast from a graveyard, this goes to his hand. How often are you doing that? One or more creatures, if they're cast from a graveyard. That really only applies to, I think, the Stoic Robe Guides. Champions of the Perfect is exiled. So Prisma Basher, I think, is somewhere here, right? These top two cards. Does that mean we don't play Eclipsed Elf? Let's play Eclipsed Elf. I think maybe I'm wrong. Is Prisma Basher on the bottom? Now he is. So what we do is we play Dundalin Weaver. We bring back Iron Shield Elf, I believe. Chill out one turn. Hope he bricks. Doesn't play another creature or removal. And then we assert Perfection. Nice. Double assert Perfection. Let's blow up the Loyalist. the Twilight Diviner with the Feastling, and then we can equip to Dundalin Weaver to evenly spread. Ooh. Yeah, so we need to kill him this turn, right? Just need that one card to not be anything. Okay, whew, that was close. If he had anything for one creature, we do 6 damage, he goes to 1. He plays more Morkant's Eyes and cracks it in the same turn for how many elves? Mucho, I think is the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We were close to milling. Okay, the Bloodletter did all right there with the Morkant's, not the Morkant's Eyes, the extractors, the Moonglove extractors. That's 2/1s that draw when they attack. I think just versus stronger decks, they're gonna struggle because it's a 3-mana card that you need to attack to get value from, and it's understated to the point where it's a 2/1 for 3 mana. That's just atrocious. How can you be proactive with a 3-mana 2/1 unless you kind of playing against a dirtly opponent and or are on the play? I think the answer is you have the lords, the elf lords, but we do not. Auto drafter either did not see elf lords or did not draft them. It was like, you can do without. The Squelcher is here. It's all right. It's mostly a vanilla 2/2. I guess in goblins it can be an issue. But opponent is playing a red-white, various creature types. There will be giants in here, goblins, I bet. Alright, that's fine. He gets an exile card. But, ooh, he potentially can't cast it. And we have plenty of 2 and 3 mana plays in hand. And we didn't invest any mana into that. Ward pay 2 life is fine. We're going to do that and pull it up. Or we're going to play Barbed Bloodletter. Let's attack with both. Alright, backup plan. He actually didn't block, so we'll flash in Dawn Light's Archer and trade for the Twin Flame Travelers here. Certainly a more valuable card than our Archer. He gets to copy the effects of elementals. That's alright. That means he's not playing an elemental this turn. And we'll still be able to blow him up with Assert Perfection next turn. He's got Merfolk, Goblins, and Elementals. Wow. Okay, land is perfect. A swamp is even more perfect. So let's take that perfection and assert it with our Lifelinker. Yes, we need to pay 2 life, but we're going to get 3 life back when we attack with the Feastling. Alright, let's ditch this Barbed Bloodletter and play out the Scout. Okay, so we have the extractors, the archer, and the bloodletter to get back with Dundalin Weaver next turn if we'd like. Elemental. Yeah, this Merfolk is just out of place in his deck. I mean, I don't know how his draft went. That might just be what he has to play, whether he wants to or not. Let's attack out here. I think maybe we play the Dundalin Weaver out first in case he has removal for a creature. So that if we trade for like the scout and then we try and play Weaver and he blows something up, we still get a permanent back. Also, if we get the Barbed Bloodletter, we could threaten that. Or we just got a forest, honestly. Is that? No, that's not correct. So we can play out an extractor this turn, but we don't have a way to push through damage with it necessarily. Yeah, we do. He's going to be low. Let's do that. Let's put the pedal to the metal. And he does have removal, so we were correct to play the Weaver before combat. Okay, we still get to draw a card. He actually should have blown up the extractor, in my opinion. Do we have any reason to keep Forest in hand now that our one Iron Shield elf is dead? I don't think we do. He's not playing discard colors. Yeah, no, thank you. Now you need to jump or go to 1. Okay, I mean, he is stabilizing here. Oh no, that's a few too many lands. Just need one more damage. Looking that through is going to be rough. Oh, unless we draw one of our 5 Assert Perfections off the top. I mean, we had already played 2, so that was a 3 in whatever chance. But we have other cards that are good. Eclipsed Elf, stuff like that, help us pull ahead. But to literally win the game, you need one of those 3 remaining Assert Perfections. Hey, hooray! We're about to break even on gems. Okay, you go first. Champions the Perfect is cool, but if we don't draw something, then we have no play until turn 4. Or if we consider that we're bringing Dawnlight's Archer back, if that's the card we have to behold, let's mulligan. Try and get a 2-drop. There we go. This is better. 2, 3, 4. I think Assert Perfection unfortunately has to go back, but we have 4 others we could draw while this one's on the bottom. Help us push through damage with the Moonlight Extractor. Turkey Pose will be our foe. Okay. Guess we see what he's got by attacking first. Eclipsed Elf could guarantee a land. But yeah, I was thinking that he's got something like removal and is just not using it on scout because he thinks we're going to play something better. And we do play something better. Alright, let's get the Champions of the Perfect out here. Six toughness should be big enough to outlive a lot of removal in red-black. Blight Rot does 4 -1 counters. Seer does 4 damage. There's also the other 4 mana card that does 4. Tweeze does 3. So let's play the Eclipsed Elf here. Draw a card. Nice. Assert Perfection. Maybe we grab... I guess we say good game. I don't know if it really is. Let's grab a Forest. We can Assert Perfection. Blow up his 2/4. And for a lot of damage. Holding the mouse key, I want to cancel this attack. Oh, that was dicey. We were pressing down on the mouse button. Almost gave him a Scarblade Scout for free. Tapped out. Definitely would have blocked. The Sting Slinger. You know, he said good game, but he's still playing it out. To me, that's BM. Let's play the Moonglove Extractor. Draw a card. It's another Assert Perfection. Six mana. He's tapped out, so I know we can play the Scout. Draw another card. But I think this is better. Oh, he's upset. Yep. Lots of nice. I don't want to, he's probably going to rope us. We shouldn't have said thanks. That's a bad idea. Got Splitter Gang. Okay, that's a big boy. Let's play another Moonglove Extractor. And rares are powerful in this set. Especially when they go into the archetype they belong. And they don't die. And they get to let you draw a bunch of cards. And you have good, cheap, efficient removal. Allowing them to attack in. That's a 4 mana 6/6. All those things are true. Alright, here we are with a keepable start in hand. I love the Iron Shield Elf. Champions of the Perfect is great. And I would like now redrop into a elf we can behold from our hand. Oh, okay, actually, we can behold that and get it back into our hand when Champions of the Perfect dies. As long as he doesn't blight and exile it. So if anything, that helps us. He removes a resource, and let's behold this bad boy. Goodbye, Spiral into Solitude. And now, even if you blow up our Champions of the Perfect, we get our Iron Shield Elf back. Okay, well, it's gonna be Dawnlight's Archer flashing in to trade for either his Sky Swimmer or Tributary Vaulter. Oh, he's not going to attack this turn. Wow, nice Merfolk deck. We need to remember at his end step to flash in our archer. Let's start with the Scarblade Scout. What did we mill? Eclipsed Elf. That's a good one to get back. Do we trade for his stinky little sky swimmers? All right, Merfolk versus Elves. Let's see how it matches up. He's got a nice Merfolk deck. I think maybe we should have killed the Wellguard. I just like holding up Blossoming Defense for our champions the perfect. I think a little bit more. Another Wellguard. Please don't convoke your Pester Wellguard. Unless this to blow up champions the perfect. We get to protect it. Yeah, that could have been worse for us if he played that a little differently. Let's blow up. I guess let's play the Eclipsed Elf first. Let's use all swamp mana. Moonglove Extractor, right? Alright, I think we need to blow up that Wellguard. Go shields down. We just take it. We take 2, 5, 7, 9, 10. Yikes. Two assert perfections go to the bottom, unfortunately. 4, 7 damage in the air next turn. Let's play the scout. Get more lifelink out. If he just takes this damage, I'm terrified. Yep. All these cards in hand are not going to matter when we're dead. 4, 7, 8, 9 damage. We go to 2. No, we don't. What am I calculating wrong? Oh, as long as you... Yep, he pumps the team. Yikes. I mean, nothing we could have done. I just had a scary Merfolk deck. I guess the lesson to take from that is that if you build a Merfolk deck, right, and you've got the Lords and the Rares, it probably beats Elves. I mean, that being said, this is an auto-drafted Elf deck, and we don't have the enchantment specifically that can maybe compete with him, but we still probably get flown over. Like, if you give us Morkant's Eyes, the enchantment, and we make like 5 2/2s on the ground, maybe 2 or 3 turns before the game ended there, we still are toast, I think. Next match has been found against a Mythic player, rank 125. Green Kobold. Alright, let's keep it. It's got a 2/3/4. Ooh, okay, okay. We get Lys Alana Dignitary out. And we might actually play the Eclipsed Elf next turn, depending on what we draw. If it's another land, then I think we get the Moonglove Extractor out. Okay. Is that actually correct, though? I mean, when is this going to be able to attack? Let's play the Eclipsed Elf. And grab another Eclipsed Elf. Okay, so Prism Basher goes to the bottom. Moon Shadow, yikes. Scary, spooky, mythic rare. It's going to incentivize us to not trade creatures yet. Especially since we don't actually have elf payoffs for having creatures in the graveyard. We have just the Dundalin Weaver that can get a permanent back from the graveyard. And that, ideally, would be our Champions of the Perfect. Let's behold our Eclipsed Elf. That's in hand. I think it'd be too greedy to behold our Eclipsed Elf that's on the battlefield to try and get another ETB trigger. Like, we're going to get draw triggers if Champions of the Perfect survives. Maybe it wasn't too greedy. We have the... Yeah, I think it is too greedy. Because if he removes, like, a champion And then we have just Lisa Lana. He's attacking with Menace. He's attacking with a Sizzling Changeling. He's beating us down. Goblins, goblins, goblins. All right, we can drop an Iron Shield Elf. See if we draw a swamp. We could play the forest pre-playing this in case he has some sort of removal, but I would have assumed he would use it prior to that. So we get the swamp down. Let's continue to chill out. We have 5 Assert Perfections. So we can maybe eventually blow up that Moon Shadow while he's tapped out. Is it highly suspicious that we didn't play our Moon Glove Extractor? Yes. Do they look really bad in this matchup? Yes. 2/1's not attacking through a 2/3, a 3/3, or this used to be a 1/3. There still is removal that kills Iron Shield Elf. There's a -2/-2 in black. White Rot would do it. Grub's Command. Destroy creature and copy his Eclipsed Bogart. Alright, let's flash in our Dawn's Light Archer to draw a card before Champions of the Perfect dies. This guy's a big boy. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other goblins. So this will be a 12/4. Sure, we absolutely will block his Sizzling Changeling with our Iron Shield Elf. Get rid of one of our excess lands. I wonder if it paired us based on the strength of our deck. And like our deck looks strong because we have a lot of rares because Auto Drafter picked up like, was it Sunderflow or whatever, the double blue rare, and didn't try to make as much of a cohesive deck. I mean, we ended up with a pretty cohesive elf deck considering, so maybe the AI does factor that in somewhat. Okay, heck yeah, we can bring back Champions of the Perfect. And this time I think we do behold the Eclipsed Elf that's on the field. Remember, creature you control with 1 or more counters on dies, exile that many cards from inside your library. You have till the end of your next turn to play them. I should have tapped that for mana first. I guess we can't do anything with 2 extra mana. So it's fine. But we didn't even think about it. We could have tapped Lisa Lana for 2 green mana. Then gotten Champions of the Perfect back. Okay. Shadow Urchin. Or Shadow Urchin. Look at this. His red-black color theme looks pretty cool over there. Yep, that's one way to kill Iron Shield Elf. Get around its indestructible. We don't have any double blacks, so let's play Eclipsed Elf. Let's get the Moonglove Extractor. We send the Barbed Bloodletter to the bottom. And we can play another Moonglove Extractor by tapping Lisa Lana Dignitary here. So I think the plan is, eventually we'll draw the Prisma Basher again, have a billion creatures out, pump them for +3/+3, +4/+4, do a big old attack. We cannot indefinitely let Moonshadow kill us. Can you remove a counter at instant speed? He can add a counter at instant speed. I assume that's what he'll do because Shadow Urchin will trigger off Moonshadow dying with a blight counter. And he only needs 3 power to kill Dundalin Weaver. So I assume he taps Gristle Glutton, shrinks Moonshadow to a 5/5, still kills both our creatures, Shadow Urchin triggers. Oh, or he does that. Oops. Something needs to die, right? One or more permanent cards need to go to the graveyard, so discarding will trigger it. This is mythic rare. This is our first time, so I'm gonna give ourselves some grace. Okay, let's look at our screenshots. When was Prisma Basher looked at? Did we see it already this game with, what do you call? This is where Untapped would be helpful. Eclipsed Kithkin. Alright, first screenshot. Prisma Basher goes to the bottom. So let's play the Scout. I think we're pretty safe. Do that here. Let's play the Feastling. And blow up Moonshadow. So we've done Eclipsed Kithkin twice. Not Eclipsed Kithkin, Eclipsed Elf twice. So Prisma Basher would have been one of the bottom 4, and then we did it again. So it would have been one of the next 4 after that. 2. I mean, this needs to die, right? I mean, we have so much mana. He can blight Bone Club Berserker, then Shadow Urchin triggers off it. He just has a sweet synergy. He has 14 cards left in deck as well. So our Prisma Basher is either the 5th to last, the 8th to last. 5, it's either number 5, 6, 7, or 8 from the bottom. That's going to be a problem. Okay, so for the future, we'll remember Moon Shadow can remove -1/-1 counters, not just when stuff dies, but when cards are discarded. Anything that puts a card in a graveyard will trigger this guy. 1 or more permanent cards are put into the graveyard. It doesn't count casting spells, I guess. Like an instant or sorcerer going to the graveyard would not trigger it. I mean, Goblins is allegedly the worst archetype, but look at this. I mean, he has mythic rares. Don't get me wrong. I've gotten my butt kicked plenty of times by Goblins. I guess he's playing Lasting Darfire. This has like below a 50% win rate, but rest of his deck seems pretty competently created. I just don't know if you can make it without rares though, right? Like when I've gotten my butt busted, it's been against this Moon Shadow and Shadow Urchin quite a bit. With plenty of these Eclipsed Boggarts, you see these go late because people are not drafting the Elves. We can blow up his Tyrant. And technically still be in this game. I do think we need some action soon. I mean, if we chain any creatures together and draw, then we can maybe get a big ol' attack off with Prisma Basher, where we have got trample and stuff. So even though this is auto-drafted, Elves lost to a pretty solid Merfolk deck doing the Merfolk thing with the strongest energy, and it's losing to a strong Goblin deck doing the Goblin thing with 3 copies of the, whatever you call these staple cards, the Eclipsed cards. He really doesn't have like a single non-Goblin card besides the Scarblade Scout, and it's still a little bit synergistic because it mills him and he does interact with his graveyard some. Okay, he can kill anything with that. How did he do that? Oh, the oof. The Oofy Goofy. Shadow Urchin. Got Cinder Strike for him. Imagine if he still had that Tyrant. He'd be able to do 4 damage, I assume. If you pay the Blight cost, do you get the Blight effect on the copied version as well? Or does it do 4 damage and 2 damage? Alright, goodbye, Mr. Lifelinker. He was counting towards white for Vivid, which we needed. I don't know if we can win, even if we hit a bunch of creatures in a row, and then get the Shapeshifter that has blue at this point. Shadow Urchin needs to die. I guess I'll trade our lifelink for his lifelink. And he does 2, 4, 6, 10, 13, right? 7, 9, 11, 13. He has no way to remove blight counters. Can we get 2 lifelink? Alright, let's chain. Creature into creature into creature into creature into creature into Prisma Basher. Into good stuff. I guess we can't even afford Prisma Basher now. Four, 3, blow up his 4-3. He has 3, 6, 7, 8 attackers. We have 5 blockers, 3 get through. He's Mythic 125. He should realize he is lethal here and kill us. Alright, let's block to get our daily quest of destroying creatures. Good game. Okay, nice Goblin deck. This deck was auto-drafted until Pack 3. 2/3 of this deck was auto-drafted due to power loss, so I'll take a gem positive result. Good games. We will see you next time.